Oh man, last time I was this early, oh wait, I've never been this early. What you doing, Logie Bear? I thought this series was dead. October, baby. The dead be partying harder than the living. Yep, been ages since the last bit list. My fancy, kinda stupid word for top 5. Mainly because more primo material warrants my attention. But with my newfound motivation comes more variety. And not every topic can fill 10 slots. So, as my true Halloween special finishes production, how's about we talk festivities? I present to you my top 5 Halloween games. 5 bundles of coded joy to accompany Mario Odyssey as this season's must-plays. Hi-ho-filla! Away! No doubt they were invented as a means of murdering time, but whoever said video games can't fill our think tanks with dread? The contemporary gamer is all too numb to the prospect of scurry video games. We live in a ghastly era. Politics, spooky noodles. It ain't gonna get any scarier than this. Should we break it to him? The late 80s, when playing a game and a trip to the morgue were one and the same. Pretty crazy that it took this long for me to acknowledge the 8-bit Lucifer, but only cause I need to finish a game before commenting. Oh boy. Yes, I'm in the likely small class of stubborn masochists that can say they've beaten the hardest platformer on the planet. Don't believe me? Don't blame ya! Rated E for evil! The original Ghosts and Goblins is a unique experience, to say the absolute least. Emblematic of the 5th generation's archaic clunkiness, and as result, the ridiculously high difficulty quota as well. Capcom made a teeth-gritting devil of a game on what seems like purpose. Yes, it's dated, but them cuckin' fucks made the conscious decision to force a mandatory second playthrough, as well as a self-handicapped run of the final level. Shoot me once, I'm dead. Shoot me twice, you got one pissed off corpse. Nevertheless, that gives it a fucked up charm no other game owns. Same goes for the theming. It's a classic mishmash of spooky furnishings and staple creatures. Ghosts, goblins, zombies, dragons, and the spawn of hell. That would have been a bitch to fit on the end label. Creepy, spooky, scary, eerie. All perfect words to accurately capture the influence of Hallows' Eve. Though my preferred word is iconic. Be it from marketing or pop culture, many elements of everyday earth and fiction are turned into icons of the holiday. Bats, pumpkins, all 207 of our bones, and psychos. Celebrate the sick fucks? Yeah, why not? Dead by Daylight is a classy piece of work. Fun to picture yourself in the director's chair, an idea that crossed the mind of supernatural being and plot lord, the Entity. Take a handful of people, a slightly bigger handful of serial killers, plop them all down in your little fantasy world, and see if they kiss. Oh, they like each other. Welcome to the most fucked up Mario Party minigame ever. Up to 4 survivors team up to clear the path to freedom by completing objectives in 3rd person, while the one killer hunts them down in 1st person. Pretty cool concept. Since the Entity sets its own made-up rules, death is only met at the ends of a hook, which can be escaped from. I love logic. There's a surprising amount of strategy involved. The survivors need good synergy to make it out, which the killer needs to consider. Needless to say, it's a crazy fun time when you play with friends. It's a solid enough draw for those horror buffs out there, but the super obvious Michael Myers being credited as only the shape is like smoked bacon under my nose. Tasteful shit, and my god, did they just add Freddy? Oh, gut me daddy. It's a blood-scented love letter to horror fans. And I'm drooling like a vampire. Though I can't lie and say it's a great single-player game, you really need friends to get the most out of this one. Don't got none cause you a loser? Fuck you, you're awesome. You can get some easy. Thanks for the gift, Richard. I'm the furthest thing from the horror game's best buddy. Quite honestly, I dislike the vast majority of them, and I'll tell you why. Because these games rose to prominence in the modern era, many of them don't have the classic knowledge that something truly scary demands. Inspired, subtle, manipulative, and an omnipotent courier for the unknown. Only one man can transcribe such perfection into a game. Better watch how you roll those eyes. They could pop out, you know. Five Nights at Freddy's is low-key one of my favorite creations in all media. It's a brilliant twist on psychological horror and innovated a whole genre of games that deserved better. Turns out, better donned the form of an animatronic bear and his squad of vengeful kin. At its core, FNAF is the same game every time. That's modded slightly each time to fit the still unsolved mystery that is the story. Its now iconic gameplay does so much with so little, confining the player to a single spot with limited access to any long-term practical defense, while morbidly aggressive and visually uncanny robots take the overwhelming offense. You just sit there, waiting, bottling up your pent-up anxiety and volatile imagination. And as an extra touch, the audio design exploits our primal fear of the unknown on a nigh unrivaled level. I mean, yes, it does have loud jump scares, like mini games I hate, but it has many more things they could never hope to emulate, and an engaging, interpretive mythos transcends the franchise to immortality. It still keeps attention even 3 years later. Look past the fan base, and this indie titan proves itself as the king of horror games. At least to this moron, that is. Remember when I said that horror games are products of the modern era? That's not entirely true. They were just sparse helpings beforehand. Less bandwagons to fill, more passion to push. The industry wasn't always so black and white about this stuff. Just because you have a horror game doesn't mean you have to scare us. Just make a good game themed around horror tropes. Is that so hard? Yes sir. Yes it is. Simon says, have some fun. Good. Simon says, persevere. Awesome. Now eat shit. Simon didn't say. The classic to end all classics. I may be alone here, but Castlevania will always remain a horror game franchise in my eyes. It's like the universal blockbuster of the genre. It's not actually scary, but sets an eternal mark smack dab in the element and powers through with nothing but style. The series was never about the technology, but rather relying on the bare fundamentals to emphasize the player's influence. Castlevania IV is not only good at this, it's super! By removing the crippling jump and enhancing the core skill set. Lord 16-bit Belmont is a joy to control through the 11 spooktacular stages. With only knockback to get in my way, I'm more appreciative of the visuals than ever before. Even for how great Symphony of the Night is, no Metroidvania can lure me away from the ultimate in Halloween scenery, cemeteries, haunted river passages, hollowed caves, courtyards, and yes, even the titular castle. The only scary thing about this game is how stinking good it is. Yeah, didn't know Mr. Minion was a Vaniac, did ya? Well, Konami, I spit on your grave. But also thank you for making my favorite 6th gen platformer. Even if this truly is farewell, may the memories forever remain. Have I ever mentioned that Halloween's my favorite holiday? Shoutouts to y'all that answered yes. Yeah, you a seasoned vet. As to the why, well, traditions. Halloween's got trick-or-treating, carving pumpkins, horror flicks, costumes. It's versatile as hell. Easy to grow attached to the festivities when there's so many. Me, I got my own Halloween tradition. While many see Jack Skellington or Sam as the official mascot of Halloween, Luigi is the twinkle in my eye. Nobody's surprised, and I don't expect you to be. My personally funded Blab and Gab Olympics sees 3 contestants in a constant deadlock for the gold medal that is my heart. Mario and Luigi bribed the judge, and TF2 just took steroids. It's really not fair. So that leaves Luigi's Mansion legally unopposed. This truly is a special game. From the instant it launched, Green Stash's ectoplasmic excursion through haunted halls and ravishing rooms just kept coming back. The intricate art of capturing ghosts and navigating an immersive, interconnected overworld made for a Mario game, unlike any Mario game. Emphasis on exploration, solving puzzles, collecting treasure? No doubt unusual for the franchise, even nowadays. But that only makes it better. The time you spend with Luigi on this adventure may only appear to clock in 3 hours, but the feeling lasts a lifetime. That time spent returns with double the value. Every new playthrough takes me back to the single digits, to a time where life didn't bite back. Even with a good sequel and 16 years of age, it never pawns off that aura of spooky atmosphere and undying charm. My favorite console Mario title, and a tried and true veteran, even Mario Odyssey is unlikely to dethrone. Have fun with the new kid, guys. I'm spending Halloween with the bestest friend I could have ever bought. This is being Fawful's Minion, saying thanks a lot, and I'll see you a bit later. Bye-bye!